Hi, Dyslexic Genius here, Brent Hurt. My phone number is 864-236-1680, or you can email me at dyslexicgeniushurt@gmail.com. We got the nickel plating back from our plater, but there was hours and hours of prep work and polishing before we go there because we want to control how the finish comes out on the nickel on a restoration. If you send that to a plater, he's going to charge you exorbitant prices to do all the polishing out. A lot of money. What you don't want is to go to the bumper look. And this is what a customer wanted for Edison Triumph. And I would prefer to have this finish here. But before you take everything like the Melba here to a plater, you have to plug every hole that you don't want nickel in. So here's the number 2 at Victor reproducer housing, the outside after plating. But when you're done, before you send it, you have to plug all 4 of these holes and the 2 holes here that hold the springs in place. You also, when you...
How do you plug them?
I use really tiny screws. I think these are 172s, and I plug everything with a little screw so that, because if nickel gets into this hole, you're going to have to go find another housing. The other problem is when you do nickel work, especially on phonographs and like with these tone arms, you have to plug this hole, because if you don't tell the plater, plug this hole, nickel's going to get in here. Then this yoke that holds the reproducer here will not fit in there like that. The other thing is they'll plate all these threads here on the inside, and then this will not screw in because that all fits there like that. So all this has to be plugged. This is plugged. You have to, on this, we retap the hole and I plug this with a screw. Like the crank, you can see a little bit of the pitting left from the rust, but I have the same color nickel originally that it had when it was produced.
So you've removed all the rust before you
I
plated.
removed all the rust and most of all the nickel and then polished everything out. If you send and have your plater do that polishing work, price jumps like a cost overrun like a space shuttle. All this has to be masked off. This little hole like this has to be masked off. Like the crank, you look at the back bracket. Now you look at here, you can see my reflection, but it's not overly done. This looks original as it was when they came from the factory. But the thing it does, this little knob here goes on the top here, which is really cool, which holds your horn in place, which I really like. But if you look closely at the end, you'll see we have a little bit of dullness in there, but shine. You know, we have the patina with the nickel. This is what you're looking for on a restoration. You don't want it to look like a SEMA car show, and you want this to look natural. They do the same thing on paintings, like a Rembrandt. They touch them up and fix it and make it look back the way it was originally. You know, this is a lot of fun, and that's my tip for the day.